dysfunction, even though she didn't have a family to come up to that was loyal with her. She found somebody. That's why I always say that in Lead Your Lineage. That's why I always be like, this is also for people who don't got a family, because that's my wife I be shouting out. You know, that's why I always be saying that. This is for people who starting their own family because they didn't have no family, and their family was all screwed up and dysfunction to the point sometimes, that's why I be saying this, sometimes your family is too dysfunctional that you have to stop, and in order to stop that dysfunction, you have to cut ties and build your own tree and start all the way fresh. It's just the truth.
I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, or I could do this.
This is the original people in the Eve gene. People always asking us, are y'all Muslims? Are y'all 5%ers? Are y'all Jehovah's Witnesses? Oh, what, y'all don't believe in Jesus Christ? I simply tell them the original people in the Eve gene represents all melanated people around the world and uniting all melanated cultures across the globe. Melanated people come in many different shades. We have many different areas, and we have many different cultures and beliefs. Let's put that all aside and come as one.
Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Your Lineage podcast. We are the #1 podcast for individuals seeking to end generational dysfunction. What's good, cuz?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just another day in this world, man. Trying to stay high spiritual while the earth attacked my physical. You know, I was just on my way driving here, man. I was getting my spirit together. You know, man.
Did you listen to some gospel music?
Nah, hell nah, cuz I was listening to my thoughts. I was listening to my thoughts, man, and a lot of times, man, we need to do that, man. We need to just meditate, just listen to our thoughts, man. And I was just going over, like, you know, all this stuff right now I'm going through, man. I'm a human just like y'all, man. I be going through life too, man. A lot of people be thinking I'll just be, oh, Jesus, man, I be going through stuff too, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just, you're a human. So a lot of times, you know, you might feel like you getting slight depressed, or you tired, and you don't want to keep fighting. But that's the good part about being an entrepreneur. That's what separates the real and the fake. You know what I mean? And like I evaluate this, man. I've been like this in a lifetime before. This is easy. It's not easy. I say that it's easy to motivate yourself. You know what I mean? But it's hard, but somebody got to do it. You know, tipping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. You know what I mean? So I'm the one who's doing it. Like I said, man, it is hard, cuz being an entrepreneur and going through the financial struggles and going through the good parts of being an entrepreneur, going through the bad parts, really digging in, trying to fix all these different ends. You got to remember, you own a business. It's not just always, because I have a clothing business, so it's not always just clothes. You know what I mean? Shout out. But you know, it's not always just clothes, fashion. It's paperwork. It's utilizing my LLC. It's tying the ins and outs of it. Just like with Lead Your Lineage, man. And we've been on this, you know. It's not just being on the show every Thursday and every Sunday. It's not just showing up. I gotta talk to cuz. We strategize a lot. We always hit each other up. Hey, man, I just thought about this, cuz. What you think about this? Hey, cuz, I just thought about this. What you think about this? So it's a lot of, you got to still be creative.
Absolutely.
In a space where everything is pressing down on you to try to minimize your thoughts, but you still got to be creative and give yourself space to be creative. You know what I mean? It's like a constant battle, man, and I'm here right along with the journey with y'all. And like I told cuz the other day, because, you know, what I say with the hand analogy that I made, I be making my own analogies, man. Shout out to my grandma Barbara Jean, she be helping me out. But I say it's like when a concrete worker, a construction worker, construction worker, you know how they got tough hands. Right. That's because they always getting their hands cut and scratched and bruised. So over the time, your skin cells grow tougher and tougher and tougher, correct? And you know, so they can withstand the cuts and the bruises and the stabs, you know. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm that layer, that first layer, and I'm taking all the cuts and stabs and bruises so my kids won't have to go through it. I'm leading this lineage, and I'm in the jungle. I'm cutting down the trees, you know. I'm piling up the wood. I'm building this home so my kids can eat from it, you know. I'm the one working. They gonna be the ones who already, like, I already had a house built. That's cool with me. That's all right with me. Cuz feel like this too. I'm just speaking on, that's why me and Cuz vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Cuz feel like this too. So he be on it feel good to have a cousin that be on this with you know, who can relate. But like I was saying, man, you know, I'm building the house. I gotta furnish this house. You gotta, you know what I mean? It's a lot of things you gotta do. You gotta farm. You know, it's a lot of things in just building this house. And if you want a generation and you're really trying to build this for generation, I got to make sure I keep a form that I can give to them, that they don't have to go ask for no food for nobody. You know what I mean? I got to give them a place of water where I can get it, so they don't have to go ask for nobody. I have to do all these things constantly. Even technology, I have to find some way to get the technology. I got to get solar panels, you know, for the earth. I got to get from the sun. I gotta still function in every way, because when you're trying to build a house, you got to remember most of these things we skip over because it's given to us by the government. But if I'm really trying to build this generation and build this, I gotta
cut ties with dependency.
And that's more than just building the house. Like I said, because that's finding the water. That's finding the way to get the water to your land. That's finding to get the workers, you know, and so on and so on. You know, so, and you know, going through all that, and then at the same time, like I said, somebody tried to break into my car, you know what I mean? Bills on high, just like everybody else, bills high. I just moved to this crib, so you know how it is when you first move.
Home too.
Yeah, you know how it is when you first move. Hey, how it is. A win is a win.
Man, a win is a win. A win is a win. I'm helping you move because I love you. I don't want to do none of this shit. I swear to God, I told you, I'm like, good.
Hey, but we ain't good. I love you. We ain't good though. We ain't good.
We did.
We ain't good, and we had good conversation, and we had a good time. So it was all, I paid you in time, love, everything. My kids was beating them up, you know. I had to tell my daughter, dang, man, I'm beating up on my cousin. But yeah, cuz that's how I'm feeling, man. Just being a father, that's a lot, man. Trying to teach my kids, being a stay-at-home dad, being an entrepreneur at the same time, just all of this, man, it'd be hard, man. It'd be hard, because you want to be there, and you want to be there 360 for your kids. You want to be there financially, spiritually, mentally, all of that. But at the same time, you got to work on yourself. That's why I always say, cuz we got to family everything, yes, but one thing we first got to do before the family even get together, each one of those individuals in the family got to know how to lead themselves and know thyself. You know what I mean? Then we come to a family. That's why cuz I always say, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage.
Absolutely.
But enough about me, cuz me on here giving my therapeutic. Thank y'all for being my listeners, cuz I don't go to therapy. Thank y'all for being my therapist. You know what I mean? I want to thank y'all. And I want to thank Big Cuz, man, cuz he always a free ill to talk to, man.
For my cousin.
Yeah.
And the ones I love. You know, not for everybody.
You said don't be promoting me out here like that.
I ain't doing all that. You know what I mean? You want to pay me about $10,000 for an hour, I'll do that. You feel me? But no, I'm lying. I wouldn't even do that. Let me take that back. Anyway, yeah, man. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, man.
Sharing like some of the things you got going on.
That's what's part of leading your lineage, man. We can't just always talk about this and that. We gotta show them, like, for real, man. This is real life. Like, we all going through this, man. It's a rough time financially for every black man, every black woman. You know, we gotta fix this together. It's a health crisis for every black man, every black woman and child. You know, it's all this. Oh, cuz my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is real quick. I ain't trying to go deep into this, man, but man, you know that they call them couch potatoes, this generation growing up, they getting diabetes at 6 years. Like they starting to get diabetes at 6 to 9, and
Man, you can't say that and not expect me to go deep.
man,
into
nah.
it.
That's why I said that.
Why you say it? Why you say it?
Cause, man, ain't that crazy though, man? They
crazy.
young, cuz diabetes, cuz.
It's sad, but it ain't crazy.
That's,
in this answer, I'm gonna connect the logic and the emotion.
yeah.
It's sad to hear that.
That's.
It's sad and it's angering. It angers me to hear that, right? But on the logic side of that, it makes sense. Cause you got to think about where was this child at before they were born?
We ate the same foods though, growing up, though.
Right.
But we was
But we
was out.
We did stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're not doing stuff like you said. Couch potatoes. They just sitting at home playing a video game. So it's a way to make money. But when you really look at money, is it really worth it? Is it worth your health? A lot of people don't learn that. Like they don't learn that until the hospital bill comes in, or they gotta call the ambulance and it's $2,000-$3,000 depending on where you stay. It's like $2,000-$3,000 in Indiana.
Yeah, it is.
Last time we had to call the ambulance for my father. One time it was like $2,000-$3,000.
Oh yeah, so it's probably a risk.
And he just got his prescription messed up. He just took the wrong one before this one or something like that.
Yeah, so
And it's like he got an order and he got out of order. He had to call the ambulance because it just didn't work out.
That's how you know that shit wasn't good.
Right. So I'm saying, so it's just like the logical, like
shit don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
You can eat. You can use any like herb or anything for medicine or flower you want for medicine, and you can take either one after or before. It doesn't matter. If it's helping you, it's gonna help you. I ain't never heard of nothing that's gonna put you in the hospital if you take this one before that one. That don't even make sense, cuz.
And that may not be the true story, but you took something you wasn't supposed to.
I know what you mean.
At the wrong time, you know what I'm saying? So,
No, I'm not saying I believe you, cuz I'm just saying like that shows the magnitude of how unhealthy that shit is. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. So it was. It's all bad, but that doesn't. I'm not surprised. Like you saying it, I'm really not surprised at all. And like one things I'm going through, like personally, right? I'm really in a space where I want to be better as a man.
Yeah.
As like a man, specifically to my partner, right? I don't do nothing disrespectful or nothing shiesty or shady. You know, that ain't in my DNA.
Oh, hell.
That's not my brain of manhood. Keep it all the way up.
Cuz ain't no player at all.
There you go. But yeah, man, I'm really like focused on being a better partner. Cause I know like I don't need to be the limitation of my relationship. So it's one thing I take from entrepreneurship and apply it to all areas of life, right? I forgot who said it though, but in the group coaching program, man, shout out to the morning meetup. It's one of the guests said, don't let the reason you fail be your fault. So I'm doing everything in my power to make sure, and we good. Yeah. Put that out, we good. Just I'm being intentional about, I'm seeing some habits in myself. But okay, this is not the way that she wants to be loved. Okay, this is not the way that I want to express love. This is not the way that I want to receive love. Like it's just all these different conversations, right? Mm-hmm. And really being intentional about being a better partner. That's what I'm on first and foremost, priority wise.
I feel you, cuz.
And that ties into leading myself first.
Yeah. So
if I become a better, let's say I become a better helper, right? Mm-hmm. And I naturally help. I'm just using that example. Become a better helper. That helps me in the intimacy department. That helps me in the communication department. That helps me in all these different departments, right? Yeah. In terms of a relationship, we looking at it as a department store. It helps. It helps us grow, right? So that's what I'm focused on. Second thing is financially, right? I had some random purchases, right? It took me off my budget. Right? Just like know how you got your little, fund for like emergencies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this was unplanned, and I didn't have the money set aside for the unplanned stuff, so it kind of was frustrating. I had to go into here to cover this. So I'm like, okay, this So like in my mind, I'm like, okay, this minor setback for a major comeback. That's my mindset. But it's like really like, okay, we gotta really dial in. Let me really take a step back and look at my situation and ask myself why I'm even in this situation. So it's making me look back. Okay, let me look at, like I said, the habits. You know, what are my revenue generating activities? What am I doing? What have I not done to make the money to be able to cover this cost whenever it pop up? You know, that's the stuff I'm looking at. So I'm looking at the bank statements. Okay, well, shouldn't have bought that. Shouldn't have bought that. Bought too much of that at one time. Now this food's spoiled because I didn't want to be a glutton and eat all this food. So look, all this, like different stuff like that, right? I could have went to that fund to cover that. So I'm thinking about stuff like that to be able to essentially hack or to be able to be a better steward of my finances. I'm not bad. It's just I'm very critical of myself. And I think that's one thing that a leader has to do. A leader has to be critical of themselves. So I'm looking at all these different components and criticizing myself. I'm always my own toughest critic, hardest critic. So I can be the best I need to be for the people that need me to be better and show up for them. So, yeah.
It's a good thing, cause working on yourself, and man, I want to touch on that. What you said, we're gonna be a better man. I all men been through that, cause the ones who still with their women, I had to learn how to. I make everything. My wife make everything look sweet now, but before it wasn't sweet. You know what I mean? I make everything look sweet now because that's my baby. I spent time with my wife. I learned the car. It's like a car. I had to learn how to put oil in it. I had to learn where the oil was. I had to learn I had to learn what the alternator was, what the battery was. You know what I mean? I had to learn these different parts of the car and learn how they operate. I had to learn the wheelbarrow or the tire barrel, whatever. I don't know no car, but I know my wife. I know my wife. I know Nadia Shumpert. You know what I mean? So I had to spend that time, cuz man, and really wanting to, and that's the first step, cuz wanting to learn that the way you love somebody is not the way they want to be loved, and you got to figure out how to love them, man. I had to learn that. I had to learn what to say and how to say it to my wife. I used to come off strong, and you know what I mean? It used to be a lot of arguments at the time. Plus, we were so young. You know what I mean? I've been knowing my wife since I was in 7th grade. So a lot of stuff was said, and a lot of stuff was done on both ends. You know what I mean? That it wasn't so respectful, wasn't so nice, and was not toxic like y'all be living. Not the toxic these days, but toxic. Not toxic. We ain't never been like that to each other to a certain extent, you know what I mean? So, it was just learning that, bro. I had to learn, she even had to learn how I love, you know what I mean? On her end, she had to learn what I like to love. Then on the other end, even little things, I had to learn how she had to learn how I like to eat. I had to learn how to cook for her. She had to learn how to cook for me. Because, when you first start with somebody, y'all probably both like to eat fried oyster mushrooms, but y'all both like a different taste of it, though. Y'all like to season different. Little stuff like that, you know what I mean? So you gotta figure out how y'all can accommodate and get it to taste a good season where y'all both like it. Little stuff like that for real, cuz. Little stuff like that. Knowing where to put certain things at, you know what I mean? Cause I like my Vaseline. I kept my Vaseline in the restroom my whole life, you know what I mean? It was in the restroom. She like it on the drawer, you know what I mean? I really don't like it on the drawer, cause it can fall, dirt, something. Even with the top on, it be falling. Got to put the top back on it. Put that mug in the restroom. Put it on when you get out so you won't forget to put it on. I like to get out the shower. As soon as I get out the shower, I'm chocolate. You know what I mean? I'm chocolate. We gotta stay moisturized. But I don't put on Vaseline no more. I don't know why I said Vaseline, but I use coconut oil. But anyway, so
shout out to you.
Yeah. You know, you know I don't use it. I ain't use no Vaseline so long. You know I don't use that, cuz I was just using that for, you know, metaphor. But you know, just learning that, cuz I don't even know where to begin, bro. Learning how she like to be rubbed, you know what I mean? Ooh, how we like to sleep. She like to cuddle up when we sleep. I'm really more of a jumper, you know what I mean? I go wow. Boom, I'm jumping to the side, boom. I'm in that mug. You'll think I'm in a whole full war in my dreams, and that's because I really am. I'm in a whole war. You gotta move around, man. I ain't trying to get hit. You know what I mean? I had to learn how to just dream, not move around. You ain't gotta react. I had to learn, you know what I mean? I had to learn how to sleep, you know. She had to learn how to sleep, you know. She like all that wind and the cold. I don't like all that wind and the cold. So she had to learn how to sleep in warmer temperatures. You know, just little stuff, cuz. Just little stuff, man. How you gotta learn how to accommodate, bruh. So every man went through that, man. And that's part of leading your lineage because look at this. My daughter be seeing how I be treating not only my daughter, my son too, but I'm starting off with my daughter because she's the oldest. My daughter be seeing how I be treating her mama. And sometimes, my daughter only 4, and she already be saying, oh, y'all so cute together. Oh, y'all look pretty together. And you know what I mean? She don't like, you know, because I like to play fight all the time. You know what I mean? I like to play fight all the time. She don't like when we play fight. I be like, all right, pretty. So I can't play fight around my daughter because she don't like to play fight. She don't like, she just loves us to be sweet. And that's how she be getting, you know, treated. She like, you know, she only 4, and she know that when it's time for her to get a man, he gonna treat her like daddy treated like mama, and daddy treat mama like she's just the best thing on earth, cause she is, bruh. You know what I mean? And I ain't die for that. But anyway, man, my son, that's an inside joke, man. I know you're laughing, but cause I tried not to laugh, man. But it was so funny. But but my son, man, and he sees how I treat his mama and all of that, you know, and he be trying to treat his mama like that. He be loving her, and you know, and that's how he gonna figure out how to treat his wife, you know, because he be seeing me hold his mama hand, rubbing her, telling her I love you, giving her kisses, and he'll come and do the same thing, love her on her, rub her hand, love you, mama. You know what I mean? Just be like, hold on, I want to love mama too. So you know, that's gonna reflect, cuz. And you did one thing I did too, cuz. Not knocking nobody who didn't do this. I'm just saying one thing. I'm proud of myself, and I can get my pat on the back, cause I pat myself on the back, cause I did too. Man, no, you doing it too though. So we gonna give you a pat on the back too. Working on treating your lady the best before your kids come out, so they can have that prime example. My daughter was born in 2018. By 2018, me and my wife was already knew where the lines and knew each other perfect. We was already the perfect couple, if you want to say shit, because you know I feel like we perfect in our way, not we perfect in our way. You know, that's when we already had that bond before we had kids, because we've been knowing each other for a significantly long time. You know what I mean? So by the time we had them kids, we already bonded, and that's why my kids came out so beautiful. That's why my son came out so handsome, because I feel like we didn't make them out of sex. We made them out of love. And I always say that. People are like, why your kids come out so? Because I made them out of love. I didn't make them out of sex. I made them out of love.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
For real, man.
That might go over some people's heads, man, but that's huge.
Yeah, they might look at it too. We be laughing too hard about it. I'm saying it like that, but that's just the truth. We wasn't having sex. We was making love. I mean, that's how it is, cuz. And that came with my daughter. So since my daughter saw me, my daughter been knowing that, hey, daddy been loving mama since she can remember.
That's why they call it making love, because you love your children unconditionally. You created them.
Soil, the seed, and the fruit.
Yep. Y'all literally made love.
Yeah.
That's a love that.
Damn. That skipped over my head the first time you said it, but the second time you said it, I get it. We made love. We made something that we forever will love.
Yep.
Damn. That was dope, cuz. Get everybody, cuz family did this. Give him cuz pat on the back, man. You know how we messing with you.
I just be putting this stuff
Yeah,
together, man.
I like messing with cuz.
I just put it together.
Yeah, man, for real, cuz, man. So, yeah, for real though, that's why I want to get on that. Like, damn, cuz, you said that. For you to say that, that means you for real out here, cuz out here, man, cuz out here putting in work. And I wanted to say that's you on the right path. And each lady, to be honest, everybody be saying this. What's relationship goals? Here go the best relationship goal, and the only well. I don't know, in my opinion, it's the only relationship goal. Everybody's relationship work different. So it's up to you to figure out how to love that mother. It's up to you to figure out how your relationship gonna be. Can't nobody else tell you how a relationship work. It's up to y'all two to figure out how y'all relationship gonna be. It ain't up to nobody else, bro. Plain and simple. Because y'all two who gotta deal with each other all damn day. Not me. I don't know how to deal with your woman.
You gotta consider everything you do. Everything you be, everything you have to consider that other person. That is a huge lifetime commitment. A lot of people really don't spend the time thinking about that, from my perspective.
Agree.
A lot of people don't, I'm just gonna stay with the thinking part. So I'm really big on connecting. Now I'm big on connecting my heart space and my mind. And that's one of the reasons I left commercial real estate, because my mind was in it, but my heart wasn't.
How many years? Let them know how many years you was doing it though.
So I started out in residential real estate in 2018. And I made the move to get into commercial real estate probably like mid 2020-ish. Mid 2020-ish, submitted some LOIs, didn't get accepted, and none of them got accepted and whatnot. And I kind of got discouraged. Like the group I was working with, we all got discouraged, to be honest. And during that time, I had a realization, like, okay, I could really be doing different things and making a lot more impact than just sitting down, analyzing deals, and I'm looking at a spreadsheet, plugging in numbers into a chart. I really felt at that time, and now I know my purpose was bigger than that.
Hell yeah.
And I knew what my purpose was, but I just wasn't living in it and walking in it on a consistent basis.
I feel like I knew your purpose for you did.
You might have. I was putting a lot more time into
life.
That than everything.
I keep telling you, cuz my whole life. Since I saw you, I thought you was gonna be speaking.
Nah, not speaking that. You know what I'm saying? So that's that transition. Now I love real estate. I could talk real estate all day, but my heart wasn't in it to be involved in it on a day-to-day basis. Cause I'm a thinker, so I'm an analytical person. So I'm an operations guy. So say for instance we got a building, right?
Yeah.
When we get the building, keep it a buck. When we get a building, right? I'm gonna be the person to make sure that everything in the building is flowing properly.
Yeah.
Right? That's my mindset. So that's how I'm wired. That's how I'm designed, right? My heart wasn't connected doing that in a real estate space. It wasn't connected. My mind was there. My mind was sharp. Boom, 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 but my heart wasn't in it.
And that's what you got to do, cuz.
And now I'm like, okay, it makes sense financially, but my mind's still there. So now I just passively invest into it. So once we get this podcast to the 7-figure podcast, we on our way. We're gonna speak that thing into existence, and we're gonna do our work too. Without works is dead.
We do
and we're gonna do the work. I'm gonna take my profits and I'm gonna put it into real estate passively. It's semi-passive, to be real. Yeah. It's an active road to passive income. But yeah, man, the lesson from that, you really gotta connect your heart space and your mind space to really identify things that'll make you happy and also cover the needs and your wants. That's what I believe in now. Like at first, when I started in entrepreneurship in 2018, I didn't care. I was just like, yo, we gotta get this money.
Mm-hmm. I was like that too.
That was the only thing that really mattered. I didn't care about how I felt. I was like, I gotta do this to go get some money. but then I got burnt out because it was like I was only focused on money and not focused on me, and not focused on really helping people. And now it's like, okay, we gotta connect the two. That's when Kobe came into my life and really helped me unthaw. You know what I'm saying?
The women is the soil.
That's that divine feminine energy came in like, all right, you gotta unthaw. I was like, oh, okay, loosen up. Okay, we melt a little bit.
Then his little cuz had to come through and show him that we got it in our DNA. I had to show cuz, man.
Indeed. Yeah, I attribute a lot of my we done had cousin I had plenty of conversations about life, man.
Yeah,
before we
started
started
in
doing
so
the podcast,
many
you know
ways,
what I'm
cuz we helped each other out in
Absolutely.
so many ways. I like I always tell cuz this, I give him definitely this. If he ain't did nothing, and I always use this one because this one was very important to me, it's significant.
Mm-hmm.
He was the cherry on top of me becoming a vegan. He was the cherry on top. I already had the ice cream made because, like I told you, before we even started getting clicked like that, you came around. I was only eating chicken at the time, and then I know was I eating the brisket still?
I don't think so.
You know, I was only eating chicken at the time, so you already know I stopped pork and all that, and I was only chicken and beef. Then I stopped eating chicken like that. It was only before I even did all that, because I just kept having it in my back of my thoughts, like, dang, I'm gonna become a vegan one day because all this stuff is just not good. And just always had that thought, you know what I mean? And cuz came and man, he just was showing. He was like, oh, okay, cuz did it great. Then he bought this damn vegan burger, man, from such and such and such and such. You know what I mean? And when he brought that mug there, because I haven't had no beef in a long time. So, like, I never had that thought, like, hey, I can replace chicken. Hey, I can replace fish. Mm-hmm. Never, cause I just stopped eating beef and just haven't had nothing like that. When you brought that burger over there, that plant, let me rephrase it, because when I say burger, this is probably flowing with the average person mind. Plant-based burger over there, 100% plant-based. Man, I said, what is this, cuz? I'm like, man, you sure this ain't no beef? I'm like, then I said, cuz, does it taste like this? Cause I ain't had no beef in a long time, or cause you know I never stopped. It's like I never tried to replace nothing like that. So I was just confused. I'm like, dang, cuz, what's going on to my taste buds? And then I asked him, I'm like, man, so you found something? You remember the next question I asked you was, did you find something that replaces, that is healthier and tastes like chicken? You said, yeah, fried oyster mushrooms. And I said, oh, for real, tastes like chicken? I said, you probably got to stop eating chicken for a while, though. You said, no. I'm like, all right, and I just brushed it off the shoulders, but I just kept thinking about that burger. I'm like, man, I kept craving one, and it came to me. I'm like, I can do this with chicken. Then I said, cuz, cuz, man, you done put the cherry on top. I'm about to become a vegan, cuz. He said, for real? I said, yeah, man. As soon as I throw away all this food, man, as soon as I eat all this food, because I didn't want to throw it away, man, you know, I didn't even eat all of that. We didn't even eat all of it. We just was like,
I gave it away?
Yeah, some of it we ended up having to throw it away because it was in the refrigerator for too long, in the freezer. But man, we was just like, forget it. Like, it started tasting nasty too. Like after a while, it was like my spirit already moved on, but my body wasn't. So my spirit was sitting there, it was like, man, it's not even good. I'm like, this is boring. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and be a vegan. I'm not even lying. I'm not even saying this because I am a vegan. It seems like vegan food has more taste than
it's plants on plants.
And it got more flavor. It's more of a flavor town, different type of flavors. Like meat cannot taste like that. Meat, it can, but it doesn't have so many flavors at once. Like you just be in flavor town, man. I be in flavor town. I can't wait to go eat that that chili my wife made. She made some more chili, cuz, and she made some spaghetti.
Man, I can eat it.
You can't come over here. He ain't going on my house and eat. I don't know him like that. No, cuz be feeding each other. It's all love, man. Cuz can cook, man. We all can cook.
We both can cook.
Yeah, we both, man.
And I made up some fried oyster
I was
mushrooms.
just about to say that, man.
I know you would. You're my cousin.
Yeah, that week. I think not that week, but that month for a fact. That month when I first became vegan, cousin Cole, shout out to Cole. came over and cooked, man. And you know one thing, I'm gonna say this on camera. You know why I fucks with Cole Block? Cause she gave my wife a friend. I mess with anybody. That's why I fucks with Ashley Turner too. She know who I'm talking about. That's my wife's other friend. I fucks with anybody who show my friend. I mean, not my friend. My wife a good friendship.
Your friend too. My wife is your friend too.
Yeah, you're right. Hell the fuck yeah. That's my first friend. I've been knowing her since 7th grade. That's how we so close, cause we was friends before anything. But anyway, not for real, man. Now you got me about to start talking about my wife. You know me,
about it.
Hey, look, man, I forgot what I was about to talk about. Forget all that. I'm talking about my wife.
Kobe for being a friend for Nadia.
Oh yeah. So that's what I'm talking. And Ashley Turner. That's why I mess with them, man. Because and everybody else too. Like when you show my wife real friendship, that's I feel like that's great because she didn't have too many friends growing up. She had a rough childhood. You know what I mean? She didn't have too many loyal people in her circle. You know, she didn't even have a loyal mother nor father. So it was, you know, it's rough, you know, being with somebody like that, and you the only thing that they've been seeing loyal to their whole life. So when you see people like Cole come and people like Ashley and be true friends, that's why every time I see them, I'm like, what's happening? Like, you know, it's love for me. Shit, you know what I mean? I feel like I tell Ashley all the time, man, you not only not even you my friend. Cole know that too. I told Cole the other day, look, man, we cousins, man. I'm gonna start talking hellish shit to you. I'm gonna come to your crib. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. I'm gonna talk whatever I want. I'm gonna say whatever I want. Cause now we cool like that. You know what I mean? And for real, man, that feels good, man. Seeing my wife build, cause she got that soul tribe now. Seeing her build that friendship, bro, that makes me feel good, man. That makes me feel good, man. It make me feel great inside. Get to seeing her and that generation dysfunction, even though she didn't have a family to come up to that was loyal with her. She found somebody. That's why I always say that in Lead Your Lineage. That's why I always be like, this is also for people who don't got a family, because that's my wife I be shouting out. You know, that's why I always be saying that. This is for people who starting their own family because they didn't have no family, and their family was all screwed up and dysfunction to the point sometimes, that's why I be saying this, sometimes your family is too dysfunctional that you have to stop, and in order to stop that dysfunction, you have to cut ties and build your own tree and start all the way fresh. It's just the truth.
That's facts, man. That's wow. That's so powerful. That's powerful, man. It's I want to touch on like leading by example, right?
Yeah.
So, like I got you the burger, right?
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that environment and exposure is everything. So like psychologically, right? Your brain was already used to me eating the food.
My fault, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want them to know this too. And cuz didn't really have the funds like that. He was going out of his pocket. Yeah, my cousin.
Yeah.
I got to brag on you, cuz.
I appreciate you. So, yeah, like I was like, man, let me get cuz a burger, man. But he was already used to me eating vegan food around him.
Mm-hmm.
He always crack jokes. Why you eating this rabbit food? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, man, he just.
Damn, my dude used to crack jokes on you.
Like he just don't know. He gonna come to the light. He gonna come to the light side one day. He just don't know.
I used to crack jokes.
So I don't be judging people in that area of life. They just literally just don't know. Then I was like, if you're open to it, I'll get you a burger. So one day I popped up on him with a burger. Change his perspective on life. Like you said, that was his cherry on top. But like before that though, his brain was seeing me eat vegan food and enjoying the process of me eating the vegan food. I wasn't saying it was nasty. I was literally eating it like it was some chicken wings, like I used to tear them up back in the day. We
gotta rewind the fact then Cole, we bought that plate from Cole and I was eating vegan food for a week. I forgot about that. I was eating vegan food for a week.
Absolutely. So it was the environment that he was around, because I was around him, and then I exposed him to what it really was. Kobe exposed him to it. Other people exposed him to it as well. It was like, okay, I could do this. So he got the environment with me.
Then history, time out. What really hit it on it?
I was getting to that too.
What really hit the nail
That's
on
the
it.
exposure part.
The hit the hammer on it, cause you know me, I'm all about my ancestors. When I figured out my ancestors didn't eat meat until the 13th dynasty of Kemet, that's when I said, oh, damn, cuz, yeah, I'm done. You remember I told you that fact? After I figured out, so that was another cherry. That was you was the cherry, and that was the cashier giving it to me.
That was the spoon that eats ice cream.
Yeah, there we go. That was the spoon. There we go. That fact.
He was ready to eat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember that day you told me that too.
Yeah,
I was happy for you that you connected all of that. It's a lot that we still don't know. You know what I'm saying? We still discovering. Like I said, it's like environment and exposure is really the recipe for change.
Agreed.
In my mind.
Agreed.
It's the recipe.
Agreed.
So we combine those two things. I was just showing up with vegan food, smashing it. She was getting used to it.
Yeah. And then I kept feeling bad. Felt bad because you would come to my crib and he couldn't eat.
Like he always said in the other episodes, I really did not give a damn how he was attempting to make me feel.
Nah.
So I was eating my food, regardless.
Cuz can hang out with us shumpers. To all the shumpers that's watching, he can hang out with us. He can hear us talk crazy all day. I call Cuz Stone Ear, because eventually he gets to the point where you be like, damn, is this dude hearing me? Is this dude listening? Like, hey, hello?
You got it. I know who I am. You know
that's good, and that's why I encourage anybody who on any journey, not just a health journey, take that leap. If you on a journey of starting your entrepreneurship, whatever it may be doing,
and then dysfunction with your family.
Dysfunction with your
Sit
family.
down with your grandfather.
Do it. Jump off that board and sit around like I did with the vegan food. Sit down and find other people who's doing it. Find other people who got the same mindset. Find people who already been in the game for a couple of years. Cuz been in the vegan game already for a couple of years. Just find other people, not just one, or if you can, just find one. Just find multiple people. Find facts. Find not even just facts. Find the knowledge and the.
I haven't had meat in over 5 years. I haven't had meat in over 5 years.
I ain't had meat in over a year.
I don't be missing no meals. I be encountering elderly people, right? My elders, right? I be like, are you vegan? They be like, oh, no, thank you, I'm good. I'm like, it's like a slight flex, you know what I'm saying? I be like, look at me, I don't miss no meals. And I look them down there, I like, look at me, I don't miss no meals. I don't miss no meals, sir.
Man, you know what becoming one thing about being vegan?
I would look at you like, hey,
why do people be asking me, so what do you eat? I tell them, look, bro, why do you think it's only meat to eat? What do you be having on your tray, bro? So you telling me when you go home on your tray, you got meat after meat? Even when I was a meat eater, I remember having corn, sweet potato pie, all different type of sides. Greens, you know what I mean? I don't be having that on the side no more. Which I just be having meat. I remember times I would just eat the sides. Yeah, nah. I would eat the side, get full out the sides. Look, you'll see. I could all
eat
way above that dang brisket, boy.
I could eat just the sides by itself, or I can just eat the chicken by itself. That was it. I ain't need. Look, it was. I could have mixed it, but I could have had.
It don't look like it. Cuz was a big boy. It looked like he was eating.
Was back in the day.
It looked like he was eating all the food.
Back in this old news. This week we gonna edit that out.
No, we ain't, man. He always saying that. And if he low key look at the videos, I never edit it out. I just leave it on there. Like, cuz, it's too bad. I said it, man. Hey, it's just the truth, man. Cuz that's a good thing, cuz you need to let them know that shit. You was a chubby boy out of shape and look at you now, cuz fuck that shit. Cuz need to let y'all know. Cuz was one of them chubby boys growing up. That's because his DNA wasn't supposed to be eating the shit he was eating. You know what I mean? And so he held it on more than other average people. And just keep it 100, cuz, and let them know. Look at you now.
I wore husky.
Look at cuz now.
I was in the husky pants.
Yeah, look at you
now.
They
had like 15, 14 husky. I remember wearing 14 husky in elementary. Middle school.
Yeah, look at you now. Look at you now, cuz.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta let them know the growth. We ain't scared. I ain't scared. Cuz I ain't scared. Some cuz I ain't gonna scare. But you know, I was always looking good. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I ain't saying. I'm gonna shake your head though.
I love my cousin,
I
man.
love you too, man.
Oh, man, we be having good times, man. But I ain't gonna lie, though. His big, chubby self was hooping on me, though. I give you that, bro. To this day, I give you that. I do. I give you that. Yo, you probably ate a Twinkie after, but his big Twinkie eating self was hooping on my ass.
He probably ain't lying, though. My pops did keep the Twinkies, though.
His ass probably hooped on me and ate a Twinkie afterwards.
My pops kept some Twinkies, because growing up, he kept house his Twinkies in that white box. He kept some.
I remember too. I remember, man. That brownies was mine. Them Debbie's. Yeah, man. I used to love them, man. Them things. And I still, you know what? I know. I ain't trying to talk about that again. But I just be wanting people to know that, man. I still be eating brownies, baby. I still be eating seafood boil. It just ain't got no seafood. It got seaweed in it, probably. Something from the ocean, probably, but it ain't nothing but a mouth, you know? So I still enjoy life, man. You still a kid. And on another note, I can flip it on another side. When I used to be in the streets, everybody like, man, you had a good time. Bro, you can have those same good times off the streets. For real. I enjoy life now, you know what I mean? So not just with my health, with my environment, with the people I'm with, I still be having good times, bro. I still be eating good. I'm entrepreneur life, like I said in the beginning. Yeah, I got a lot of going on. My bills high. I'm riding around with plastic on my window. Somebody try to bust in my car. You know what I mean? My finances, my businesses is running a little low right now. But guess what? I'm still having those good times. I'm still able to not be able to like I used to go to work frustrated. I'm not feeling like that no more. I'm feeling more worthy than I used to feel. You know what I mean? Because I took that leap. This is for people, because everybody don't want to be an entrepreneur, but this is for the people who do want to take that leap. I'm just letting you know. I feel more worthy. I said that already, right? I feel more worthy. I feel like what I am doing is what I am supposed to get out of it. I ain't just going to work, still getting the same damn paycheck, cuz. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I didn't have to work harder this week than I had to work last week. Last week was smooth. No, I get what I put out there, you know? I still get to have good times, you know? Buy me a little out to eat food and every day and that, you know what I mean? Just how you have when you got a job. Just like when you got to work a 9 to 5. Sometimes you can go out to eat, sometimes you can't. So don't be scared to take that leap. I'm just keeping it 100. Everything, it just hit harder. You got to stay stronger. You got to have a more solid ground. But don't be scared. That's why when you jump out, make sure you land on your feet and stand strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah. With health, all that, bro. I still, like I said, I'm still eating brownies. Hey, I didn't figure out. I didn't ate a meatloaf. Hey, man, I never got to talk about that. Me and my wife cooked a good Thanksgiving. Woo! And we don't even celebrate. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm just saying that so y'all can understand what day we did it on. But I made meatloaf, vegan loaf.
Okay.
You know, I gotta watch what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Vegan loaf. So people, because if I say meatloaf, they're like, man, he been eating. I can say that with you. Vegan loaf. What else? Oh, some vegan jambalaya rice.
Okay.
What else? Oh, vegan
greens, didn't you?
Yeah, vegan greens, vegan dressing, and a vegan cake, and vegan peach cobbler.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm coming over there.
It's gone, cuz.
Coming over there.
It's gone, cuz. Hey, I was in.
I'm talking about in December.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, cuz.
In there.
Yeah. You gonna like my my vegan peach cobbler? It just tastes like a bunch of peaches.
We're gonna do something. This is what we're gonna do on December 25th. We're gonna come together. We're gonna all pull up. We're gonna do a Tree of Life celebration, and we're gonna have some amazing.
At my house, it's definitely gonna be a great celebration.
So we doing. You there?
Hell
Where
yeah.
everybody come, you gotta cook something vegan.
Yeah.
You ain't cooking nothing vegan, you can't come. You know y'all are not invited.
Yes, you can, man. You can't be like that. You can come, man. Yeah, you can come, man.
If it was my house, you ain't coming.
Man, you can come, man. We all, as long, look, my rule, I'm going to keep it 100. Y'all can feel how you feel. Melanated. Hey, you got to be melanated. I'm sorry. I'm building my community, and I'm doing what they say. Because if you watch if you watch their interviews, actually the Jews will give me appreciation. Everybody else will respect me because I'm doing what they say to do. Respect your people, build your culture, shot from your culture. Why y'all mad at us? Because we do it. Y'all need to do the same thing. So that's what I'm doing. I represent melanation every day, by the day. Don't care what you eat, don't care who you pray to, as long as you melanated and you on the same boat as I am on, trying to build this melanated community. I got you, my brother. I don't care if you eat a goddamn steak at my house. And I'll tell you one thing, I even probably compliment you. It smell good. Shit.
About it. About it. Yeah, my crib, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, cuz you ain't about you gotta let people be where they at, cuz that's not just because
I'm gonna let them stay where they at.
I was on leading your lineage before I stopped becoming a vegan. I mean before I became a vegan.
Yeah, well, I wanted to hang out with you though.
Yeah.
You see, like I became a better person. You became a better person when we started to do this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a one-off situation. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hey, that's what it is. It's cool. I love you.
Hey, man.
I rock with you.
Yeah.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, you can come my crib, man. We eating, you know, but you can't use my dishes though. Hell no. You gotta bring your own dishes, your own stuff to hold it in, because I don't want the juices getting in my food now. That's when you come into my health. Now, I ain't gonna let you step on my health. You know what I mean? But yeah, for real, cuz. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was at my grandma's birthday party, man. Every time I got a whiff of that chicken, my stomach said, grrr. And it wasn't because I wanted the chicken. It was the spices on the chicken reminded my nose that, ooh, it's some food nearby. You know, my nose sent that reflection, but my brain said, hey, man, that ain't meat. So my stomach was like, oh, yeah, we Gucci. You gotta have that. Become an entrepreneur, vegan, any type of person you're trying to be, person who leads your lineage. You gotta have that one to know to tell the body, nah, bro, that's not what we doing.
It's that mental strength, man. Like because it's really just mind games, for real.
With everything.
It's a spiritual warfare with mind games, with mental games built in. And if you have first you gotta have the temperament, so you gotta be able to control your emotions. Because emotions run 24/7. They run 24/7, so you gotta be able to control those. Just like your mind, your brain, your mental runs 24/7 too. Even when you sleep, your brain's doing something. So you got to be able to control those things and have those healthy boundaries to be able to compartmentalize different situations and communicate effectively, whether it be to yourself or to other people that you love, or other people you need to stay away from. Got to be able to be in control of those things. So I don't know why I went that way. But it was something that needed to be said.
That was dope, man. Where we at with this? You know, you trying to end it or?
We can. How you feeling,
man? That was dope.
Let me ask this though.
Dope.
Let me ask this though. In terms of being in control of emotions and thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I posted something earlier on Facebook that says
follow Shine the Light.
Yeah, Shine the Light on IG. We'll drop that in the show notes. It said, when you have no clue of what your true ancestral lineage is, you'll lead the fight to defend what they claim you to be.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that statement?
It's true. That's why everybody think that our ancestors lived in the jungle. And that's why they act like, that's why they feel like, oh, our people, that's another thing. That's another reason why our people lost too. We feel like we sold each other out. So we think all this negativity, when we think about what we see of our ancestors and what we see of them as slaves, people who sold themselves out, people who never got to adapt to nothing, people who never lived and even made a civilization because they lived in these huts and lived like animals and savages. So we act accordingly. You know why I say that? This is this is something I experienced when I figured out that my ancestors wasn't savages and living from the jungles and just crazy individuals. I start holding myself with a higher stature in life. I figured out that my people was the first people to not only walk this earth, but to have civilization, to have music, to have math, to have art, to have culture. We the ones who gave all of this. If it wasn't for us, that made me say, you know what? Let me get up my act. Let me become more powerful, because it's a reason why I didn't know this. It's a reason why I didn't know my culture.
Right.
Because after I figured out my culture, it made me be like, their culture is not so superior as they claim to be. After I figured out who my people was, my melanated people, after you figure out who your people is, you'll be amazed. You'll be like, oh, jungles? Jungles? What jungles did we come from? It's the caves y'all came from. Facts. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it 100. This is facts. This is shit you can look up.
Absolutely. That goes to,
you know, man, you can't be talking about heritage with me.
It goes to leading your lineage, because when you don't have, like, for instance, when I sat down with my grandfather a week ago from today, right? 7 days from today. I don't really like saying week. I'm getting out of that habit. I don't say nothing. It's nothing weak about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I sat down with him 7 days ago. He was telling me different stories about who he was. You know, he's 90 years young. Still has his mind, his brain intact, right? He was telling me a story. It was this was in the year 1936 or 1937, right? When he was 4 years of age. And this would have been my great grandmother. Yeah, great grandmother. He was holding her hand when she transitioned. When he was 4 years young.
Wow.
And this was in the 1930s, cuz.
Oh wow. Damn, my fault, cuz. I didn't mean to say it like
It's
that.
in the 1930s.
Lord, wait.
And he was 4 years young. So 86. It's 86 years ago. So she was up in age. So let's just say she was born in. She was definitely born in the 1800s.
She was probably a slave. She's probably born a slave. On a sharecropper, slavery.
But she was born in the 1800s for sure. Like, there's no way you're gonna have a great grandchild. That's not a great grandchild that wasn't up there in age. So she was definitely born in the late 1800s for sure. Right, but my grandfather shared with me that she was full-blooded Cherokee Indian. So, and I started going down the rabbit hole with that. I'm like, okay, what? Full-blooded Cherokee Indian. So I'm doing my research and everything. And I started digging. I'm like, there was like a mass migration from like the south to the north, like around like the mid 1950, like around that time. You know what I'm saying? So
that was our people.
Right. So if she's full-blooded Cherokee, and a lot of our people moved from the south up north. In my mind, I'm like, we gave up a lot of land.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
We gave up
farms. When we, you know, I didn't want to interrupt you, but that was the time when we stopped shopping black owned and we started shopping white owned. That's when we started coming in the cities and buying all this, making the white people rich. Keep it 100. That's when we, around that time. You remember that video I sent you, how to sell to a Negro?
Yep.
That's around, if you watch that video, that's around.
That's around that time?
Yeah. And then it's a that's why they was teaching you how to do it. They ain't never dealt with Negroes like this before. Negroes wasn't allowed to walk on these streets. Think about it. Like, nigga, you go shop somewhere else. This is a whites only store. You know what I mean? So they had to learn. You know, so we wasn't buying from them, cuz we had our own farm. We had to have our own shit, cuz.
Had to do for self.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? When we was doing better when we were segregated. we was doing better when we were segregated than we was doing together. To keep it all the way 100. Yeah, we had farms. We had our own schools.
My grandfather tell you that. He's not here. He'll tell you that.
Shit, we was doing better when we was segregated. We had more businesses, more black. They had black cities, cuz. Like, man, to this day, I don't know what no black city is. I know where a lot of white cities is. I don't know no black cities, cuz we wasn't killing each other.
It's a lot of small towns. So.
Yeah, we was getting, we was having financial growth, all type of shit, cuz we still had families. Our family still was intact.
Absolutely. And all that is important in terms of like really learning our true ancestry and like where we come from.
For real.
Here on this land and all over the world too.
For real.
It was like I learned that.
And the Cherokees, man, looked like us, man. They weren't no Indian all that stuff.
Not the Hollywood version.
Yeah, they look like this, man.
They portray us to be, right? Yeah. So it's really just like really getting into the story of our families, man. I think that's really like I touched on this on one of our previous episodes. It's like really, like you said in that episode too, learning ourselves.
That's all.
And like, well, and that's, I think personally, that's more important. Passing that information down to like who we really are. That's more important than passing down any assets.
Yeah.
Cause that's really the asset. Like I was talking to one of the ladies here. She has a business that operates out of here. I was talking to her. I was like, we were speaking about education. And she asked me what were some dysfunctions, right? Mm-hmm. And like some top family dysfunctions. I was like, some. And then she said, what about education? I was like, I paused for a moment just like that. And I said, you know what? If we really knew the story of ourselves and really knew who our ancestors was and really like knew what they did, we can seek inspiration from that, and we'll develop a pride about our family, about ourselves.
That's how I feel.
Because we know the DNA is within ourselves, right? Of these people that we know about. So I can go do what they did. They still rocking with me today. So I made over 150 trillion cities.
Yeah, I agree. That's not knocking nobody, but that's why I don't celebrate any of these current cultures, because they are duplicates of our culture. For instance, I'm just being 100. This is just facts. I don't mind. Like I told you, I don't care what religion you are. We can kick it. But on Christmas, on December 25th, everybody celebrate Christmas and whatever else. I'm not, bro. I'm celebrating Haru, Asar, and Aset, because that's the story of them. Haru and Asar was born that day. That's the original Christmas. That's why people, quote unquote Christmas, I'm using that so people can stay with me. That's the original Christmas first ever. They had many different names in the ancient time, because it wasn't like how it is now. Everybody didn't call the same God the same name. They're like, hey, you can keep that name, bro. We're going to name him something else over here, because we don't even pronounce that word like that. You know what I mean? So it was different names for them, but it was the same concept, the same metaphoric concept. So that's what I'm celebrating. I don't know what anybody else celebrating, but I'm calling my ancestors out, the ones who started this celebrating shit, the one who made the reason why we celebrate on December 25th. And then another quick fun fact, the so-called sun is dead. This is why we celebrate it. This is why they say it was Asar and Haru was born on this day. The sun is, you can really look this up, it's like so-called dead. It doesn't rise, it keeps going down faster between the 21st and the 24th, right? Mm-hmm. Then on the 25th day, each day after that, it gets an hour more of daylight. Each day gets an hour more of daylight.
Yeah, it's the winter solstice.
Yeah.
December 21st.
Yeah, you gotta really pay attention to things and really understand why. So I'm just keeping it a buck, all the way a buck. I ain't telling you what to do and what not to do. I'm just giving you facts.
Absolutely. Well, cause we've been all over the place on this episode. It's been for a worthy cause, man. So to put a ribbon on this thing and wrap this gift up of an episode, right?
Mm.
I want to leave the people with this, man.
I'm just gonna leave them with today, cause
when we learn who we are
mm-hmm.
and pass that knowledge down, that is way more valuable than any other asset that we can pass down from generation to generation. Learning our story, learning who our people were, just learning everything about our lineage that's better than life insurance.
Agreed.
Because that's the true life assurance. Because now you know who you are.
Agreed.
So keep that in mind. Get your ancestors' history over assets.
Agreed.
We're gonna create something. We're gonna make sure of that. But yeah, that's what I want to lead the people with, man. Know your ancestors and get them together before you get your assets together.
I like that one, cuz we're gonna end it with that. You know what I mean? We're gonna end it with that. That was nice.
I appreciate you, cuz. Well, family, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Lead Your Lineage podcast.
You know what it is.
And like we always love to say, lead yourself so you can lead your lineage. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Stay melanated, man.